Are we ready?
Sorry. Yes, you are. You're all set.
Being 7 o'clock, I'd like to call the June 10th meeting with the town council to order. I'd like to make a roll call. Golembeski,
Here.
Moore,
Here.
Wallach,
Here.
Mataronis here.
Make
Is
a
there any
notation that Mushin is missing.
Council President Bob Mushin had another function to attend, so he's not here. As is the solicitor. I think he had somewhere that he had to be that I'm not at liberty to discuss right now. So I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the May 20th, 2021 meeting.
I'll do that. So moved.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
It's a little, Gary, it's a little frustrating, but you got to kind of go through each one of us.
Yeah, okay. Golembeski.
Here. Aye. See,
Moore,
Aye.
Wallach,
Aye.
Mataronis, aye. I'll entertain a motion to file the department head reports as they are submitted.
motion
I'll do that.
to file it.
Second. I'll second.
Reports.
I'll call for a vote. Golembeski,
Aye.
Moore,
Aye.
Wallach,
Aye.
and Mataronis, aye. On to old business, with the review and discuss proposals submitted by the DPW director to amend chapter 8 of the town code as it relates to transfer station fees. Bob asked me if I could push that forward to the June 22nd meeting. He had comments on it and he wanted to be here in person to express his comments on it. So I'll entertain a motion for that.
I'll move it to the next meeting.
Second.
Second.
Vote. Golembeski,
Aye.
Moore,
Aye.
Wallach,
Aye.
Mataronis, aye. Old business number 2, receive proposal for GIS services to digitize tax assessors map.
I have received 2 bid proposals. They are from the firm of Applied Geographics, Inc. There are 5 sections to the bid contract. I don't know if you want me to read the totals that they bid each section, or do you want to just refer the entire thing to the assessor and the administrator?
Yeah, that's what I recommend.
Do you want me to read the numbers first or just?
I would like to read the total number on each one.
Okay. All right, so the one that I just said was from Applied Geographics, Inc. Section A, which is parcel mapping, is $19,500. Section B is simplified GIS interface, and that is $7,000. Section C is needs assessment and implementation plan. That is a fixed fee of $5,800. Section D is parcel dimension annotation, $8,500. And section E, easement, automation, and annotation, and that is $3,500. The second bidder is CAI Technologies. And they are section A, $14,800. They do have something underneath that saying parcel polygon conversion only would be another $7,500. Section B says $4,500. Section C says $1,920. Section D is $4,840. Section E is $4,410. And they have an F that says annual tax map maintenance budget, $1,900. There was no F on the other one. So those are your 2 bids.
I would like to move that we submit these to the town administrator and the tax assessor for review and get back to us with a recommendation.
I'll second that.
Okay, I'll ask for a vote. Golembeski,
Aye.
Moore,
Aye.
Wallach,
Aye.
Mataronis, aye. Old business 3, revisit request of Cystic Fibrosis Association to conduct a cycle ride on September 18th over roads in Little Compton. I didn't have any paperwork on that in my package. Carol, can you enlighten us a little bit with that?
That came before you last meeting, and there was a potential conflict that Chief Rains had noted. Since then, he and I have discovered that that conflict has been resolved and is no longer there. I know he's able to speak, so I'll let him speak on the subject.
Go ahead, Chief Rains.
Thank you. Thanks, Carol. That just about covers it. I spoke to the cystic fibrosis people. They are keeping their ride on the 18th. And the Megan Cordero ride, those organizers I spoke with as well, they're going to move their ride to the following weekend on the 25th. So this is just as it's been in the past, and we should have no issues. We'll have plenty of manpower to assist them at certain locations in town, and I don't expect anything to tie us up during that time.
Okay, so I'll entertain a motion to approve the request without stipulations adhered to.
I'll move that as long as they stay in contact with the police department for the rides.
Second.
Roll call vote. Moore,
Aye.
Golembeski,
Aye.
Wallach,
Aye.
Mataronis, aye. New business 1 was received letters of interest to fill a vacancy on the Little Compton Ag Trust and set date to conduct interviews. I believe there was only one person, Ned Levine, and then Ed Bowen put his name in today, so we have 2 applicants.
You did have a third, but he withdrew his.
Right, Don McNaughton withdrew his application, so I think we did have one interview session where we did it in person in a live meeting. When we do interviews, I prefer to do it that way. I think I like to get the body language of who I'm interviewing when I do it. So can we do this maybe some evening next week at 6 o'clock? What's your pleasure, next Thursday,
It's Thursday.
Wednesday?
Well, you'd have to keep in mind that I have to do the Zoom meeting for the Housing Trust at 7. If you wanted to start earlier, then we wouldn't have any conflict of running into that unless you're going to be able to keep it to like a half an hour.
I don't think they generally last more than 15 minutes apiece, Carol. We should be done by 6:30. I don't think I've ever, not at interviews like this.
Well,
last 15
If
minutes.
you can keep it, so that we're definitely done and I'm able to start the next meeting 15 minutes beforehand, then that's fine.
What's the council's pleasure?
Either evening works for me.
So Wednesday at 6, is that what you're shooting for, Gary?
No, he said Thursday.
Thursday.
Thursday, we can do Wednesday.
I'm not picking a day here. I just want to make sure what day I'm voting on. That's all.
That's okay.
Okay.
Wednesday, I have no conflict at all, so.
All right, why don't we do it Wednesday at 6 o'clock? How's that?
6
That
p.m.
works for me.
Works for me.
And this is an in-person interview in the council
In-person
chamber.
interview at 6 o'clock at the town hall.
I'll move that we conduct the interviews Wednesday at 6 p.m. In person at the town hall.
Second.
Okay, we'll have a roll call vote. Golembeski,
Aye.
Moore,
Aye.
Wallach,
Aye.
Mataronis, aye.
I should have asked before, but Carol, are you gonna have to, you're gonna have to record that too, right?
I am,
Yeah. Okay.
yes.
New business 2 is to ratify the action to hire Tyler Carr to fill a vacancy in the LC Fire Department for authorization granted through emergency order of the council president. Firefighter Carr's first day on the job was June 1st, 2021. So Bob's already signed this contract, so all we need to do is vote to ratify his signature.
I'll move that.
I'll second.
Roll call vote, Golembeski,
Aye.
Moore,
Aye.
Wallach,
Aye.
Mataronis, aye. New business 3, letter from the town clerk requesting the council approve of her decision, her home rule charter, section 602, to hire Heather Cook as deputy town clerk effective August 1st, 2021. And further requesting permission to seek application to fill the office clerk vacancy newly created by Mrs. Cook's promotion. I'll move the request from the town clerk.
Second.
I just, I'm just trying to see where'd that light come from? Oh, never mind. Like-
You're the electrician.
Yeah,
it's got something
all right,
in the
all right.
Back there, all I can see is,
Anyway, no, what I want to know if it's appropriate, to make Heather the, assistant town clerk as requested. That's not where I'm going here. My thing is she has to advertise the position for, I think it's 7 days. The contract, their contract's a little weird. It says, one part it says 7 days, one part it says 7 working days. So whatever. So I'd like, after that, can we amend this motion so that if nobody from the union applies for the job, we can go on forward and advertise for the position outside?
Paul, that part has already been done. When I came to you the last time, I asked for permission to post that the vacancy would be coming up. So I've already solicited from the union anyone who would be interested in the deputy's position. Now, if you accept my recommendation that we hire Heather effective August 1st as deputy, then I will post within the union for another 7 days that the clerk position, office clerk, is vacant in my office. Allow them to post letters of interest for that position. Concurrently, I will also advertise to seek applications for that position.
Okay, I just didn't want it to be a long drawn out process if no one from the union applies. And
No,
that's where I was going.
we've already done the posting for the deputy position.
All right, I'll move her motion then. Well, I'll move as a motion her request.
Gary and Anya already did it.
Well, there you go. I'll second it then.
Love it now. Yeah.
I'll take a roll call vote. Yeah, I was going to move the motion, so I'll take a roll call vote. Golembeski,
Aye.
Moore,
Aye.
Mushin, Wallach,
And I just want to say thanks to Heather and congratulations.
very good. And Mataronis, aye. New
Thank you
business.
all.
You're welcome. New business 4, receive bid proposals for spring roadside mooring as solicited by the DPW director.
Okay, I have one bid that was received. It is from Rich McGee and Son Excavating, and it is for a total sum of $9,500 for the spring mowing bids.
Seeing there's only one bid, that's probably appropriate to approve it, but I would like to give the DPW director a chance to look it over. And if he concurs it's all satisfactory, then move forward with approving it.
Is that your motion?
Yes,
I'll second it.
roll call vote. Golembeski,
Aye.
Moore,
Aye.
Wallach,
Aye.
and Mataronis, aye.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Bill.
Letter from Buzzards Bay Coalition seeking permission to hold their watershed ride on Sunday, October 3rd, 2021, beginning in Little Compton at Secana Point, expecting the riders to exit Little Compton by 9 a.m. Anybody want to make a motion on that?
I'll move to approve it with all the same stipulations we did for the last one.
Second.
Roll call vote, Golembeski,
Aye.
Moore.
I just wanted to ask, well, sorry, we already started voting, but
You can ask whatever you want. Go
yeah,
ahead.
did the chief have any comments on this? Did he approve this?
He does get a chance to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll get their permit shortly. It's a little further out, so I'm sure their letter and their permit are on the way to me as well. We did this again 2 years ago, so we shouldn't have any issues.
Okay.
Generally on a motion like that, we'll add to it with any state and local ordinances adhered to with the police concurrence. So I'm assuming that's what the motion was.
It was.
It
And I'll-
was.
Aye.
So. Okay, Moore,
Aye.
Wallach,
Aye.
Mataronis, aye. Number 6, schedule an executive session for the week of June 16th, collective bargaining. Carol, that would be next week. What day is Wednesday that we're gonna meet already?
16th.
Wednesday is the 16th.
Would you people be amenable to meet either before or after we do the interviews, so we're all there at the same time in
Hey.
person?
I
I'm
think,
good with that,
I
but
think-
Tony's flagging us.
yeah, Tony wants to say something.
Mr. President, the President Mushin requested that be moved to the week of the 21st, because at the current time, we really don't have any solid agreements to really move forward next week.
Okay. Well, you messed me right up on that one, Tony. I was all ready to roll.
I'm sorry,
So I don't have a calendar in front of me, but does anybody want to? We have we've got a council meeting. Carol, when are we going to be able to do live council meetings again? Do you know?
It all depends on the governor's orders for mandating that we still do Zoom and live streaming. And if you do hybrid, you have to have screens for everybody to see each other, and we're just not set up for that yet.
Okay, all right.
You have, if you want a separate night, you have Tuesday or Wednesday evening that I don't have any other Zoom meetings at this time. Or you can attach it to your June 24th meeting.
Okay, so an executive session, should that be a live meeting, or would you think we should do a Zoom meeting, Carol?
Well, it will not be live streamed because executive sessions are closed.
Right.
And you open in public, but you close it to the public.
So we could meet in the chambers just amongst ourselves.
Yes, so long as I open the meeting in a live stream, announce that you've made your open public session and show the poll to go into executive session, and then that live streaming would stop.
Okay.
So yeah,
Carol, since you're pretty straight out, what would you prefer? How would you prefer it? I would prefer meeting live, but if it's going to be a problem for you, we can always do it by Zoom.
either way, you're still gonna have me do the Zoom, because your open session has to be Zoom.
Would you?
Separately on Tuesday or Wednesday, or it's maybe at the end of your Thursday meeting.
Do you have a preference, Carol?
Sorry, had to cough. I missed your question on you.
Do you have a preference as the slave to Zoom?
Huh. No, I don't, it doesn't matter to me.
I would prefer to meet in person, so that we can go over the contract negotiations and actually hash it back out. I think it's much easier in person to do it that way, so do you want to try to do it? What's the date of the Tuesday, Carol?
The 22nd.
We can do the 22nd or 23rd, whatever you prefer. I'm open both days.
So am I.
I am too.
Well, you want to, we'll do another Wednesday meeting on the 23rd
Yeah.
at 6 o'clock.
Works.
Okay, so I'll move that the council meets on June 23rd to do an executive session pertaining to collective bargaining agreement
At what time?
at 6.
Second.
Roll call vote, Golembeski,
Aye.
Moore,
Aye.
Wallach,
Aye.
Mataronis, aye. report from Subcommittee on Dotted Lines Matter and consider authorizing retaining a title attorney to offer advice on the subject.
So I think that's my item. So we talked about this at the last meeting of the council, and we created a subcommittee. And that subcommittee included the tax assessor, the town solicitor, the planning board chair, the town administrator, and myself. And we met on June 3rd. It was very helpful to me in terms of fleshing out the issue, which is that we have a number of plats around the town that are made up of smaller plats and so-called dotted lines between them. And we would love to create more uniformity, either in terms of separating those into separate lots or combining them as one. But we do not have a ordinance in the town that allows us to just kind of do that by fiat. So we talked through the issues and came to the conclusion that what we should do is sort of solicit opinions from landowners who are affected by this and say, our preference would be to combine your lots. We are asking you whether you want to do that, or tell us if you don't want to do that. And that'll kind of bring people out of the woodwork, so to speak, to tell us what their view is. One issue is whether these landowners, if they agreed to combine their lots, which would be desirable from the tax assessor's perspective and desirable from the planning commission's perspective in terms of reducing their workload. If we were to combine them, do the landowners have to do a resurvey of their land? And so two follow-ups were that the tax assessor was going to write a draft letter to landowners and say, this is what we propose. Please let us know what you think. The assessor was going to review that letter. The solicitor was going to review that letter before we send it out and make sure that it's okay from his perspective. And the second was that the solicitor was going to explore the issue of whether we could waive the requirement for a resurvey of land if people did indeed want to combine those lots and erase the dotted lines. Could we not require them to have the expense of a resurvey? So that's still some work and research to do, and we will report back to you after that's done.
I think that's a good way to go before we get a title search lawyer involved and whatnot, is to, and I did speak to Denise a little bit about this, is to send letters out to these people that have the dotted line lots and see what their preference would be. If they say, no, I'll combine it, and if they have to do a survey, maybe we can pay for a partial part of the survey, because I think we're going to generate, from what Denise tells me, we will generate some income, tax income, if they don't combine them, they keep them separate lots. Is that correct, Denise? Denise? Okay.
That we would generate some tax revenue, but I think the majority would be just combining them.
Just neutral.
Okay, so
I
we
do think that the solicitor wanted to consult a title lawyer, and I can't explain to you exactly why, but I think he did want to have authorization to consult a title attorney on some of the issues involved in this, so.
Okay. Well, like I said, I think it's the way to go, is ask the people what their choice would want to be, whether they want to combine them. And if they don't want to combine them, they want to keep them separate lots, and I think they're going to have to get taxed as separate lots instead of one lot. Because if they're, paying taxes on one lot, and then they say, well, it's a dotted line, I'm going to split it into two buildable lots, then they've kind of got away on what the taxes would be. So would you be willing to make a motion, Anya, to what you think needs to be entailed in that?
Sure, and I would just say, how about if we come back with a full communication plan from Denise and approval by the solicitor. If at that point he needs to consult a title attorney to get guidance, maybe we can consider that and authorize.
Should a copy of that letter come back so the council can peruse it before we send it out? I think that would be part of the motion.
I think so. Okay, so now I need to make a motion that encapsulates all that. So I would make a motion that we authorize the tax assessor to draft a communication to property owners who are affected by dotted line, so-called dotted line lots, and ask the solicitor to review such communication and bring that back to the council.
Do we want to look at the letter that she's going to send out before it gets sent out, or?
Yeah, I would say they should bring that back. And there was in the minutes of the that Carol so ably did of the subcommittee meeting, she said, with the presumption that we will proceed as if we will recommend labeling the dotted line lots and proceed to tax individually unless the property owner chooses to merge. So that's what Denise's letter would reflect, that we are presuming you want to merge them and tell us if you don't.
Okay, so,
But that letter can come to us.
okay, so should we look the letter over and make sure that we're comfortable before it gets sent out by Denise? Is that your,
My recommendation would be that Denise and the solicitor come back to us with a unified recommendation on this.
okay. Is there a second to that motion?
I'll second it. Oh, Andrew got it.
Okay, I'm going to do a roll call. Golembeski,
Aye.
Moore,
Aye.
Wallach,
Aye.
Mataronis, aye. Thank you, Anya.
You're welcome.
Thank you for the committee for doing that. Much appreciated.
Yeah, good group.
New business 8, memo from the town administrator recommending the extension of the agreement between the town and Church Community Housing Corp. for the administration of the community development block grants. You want to say anything on this?
Yes, just briefly. We currently have a contract that expires at the end of this month, the June 30th, and we certainly need somebody on board that can administer any of the CDBG grants. That they've always been the resource, and I would recommend that we continue to use them.
Can I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
I'll second.
And I'll just note, can I just note that I did traditionally with cities and towns, it's their housing corporation, or in our case, it might be the trust that would normally have like first dibs on using these funds. And I did speak with the head of our housing trust, and he was fine with this as well, because Church has done such a great job. And thanks, Tony, for drafting this up and working with them.
Thank you.
The only thing I could say is it's not any fault of our own, but the way, and Carol can correct me if I misspeak, that we used to be able to give church housing. They would come to us and ask us what we needed funds for. And I don't know, probably 20 years ago, I got the funding for the Newtown crane and hoist and everything. So we were getting some low and moderate income, but now I think they just give it to the county, and we seem to be getting shortchanged from that. Is that correct, Carol?
Well, I don't know about us being shortchanged, but the process by how they determine the projects is handled differently.
Right, okay. All right, so there's a motion and a second. Correct? Okay, I'll do
Yes.
a roll call. Golembeski,
Aye.
Moore,
Aye.
Wallach,
Aye.
and Mataronis, aye. Electronic communication received from Guy Sunny seeking answers to questions, expenditures, revenues, delinquent property tax collections, and school enrollment. As far as I know, Mr. Sunny's been satisfied. He spoke with the town administrator, and I guess he got all the answers he wanted. Is that correct, Tony?
Yeah, yes, that is correct. We had quite a lengthy conversation but he was very beneficial to both of us to understand his position and also to provide the budgetary process that we go through.
Well, I'll accept the motion to place on file.
So move.
Move. Second.
Roll call, Golembeski,
Aye.
Moore,
Aye.
Wallach,
Aye.
Mataronis, aye. Communications 2, letter from the LC Agricultural Conservancy Trust announcing annual monitoring of easement held property, specifically Plat 17, Lot 12, Wilbur Woods. Any comment on that, Paul?
Yeah, I'll make a motion. All we gotta do is place this on file. We don't have to give him permission or anything. But Carol Trockey, who is the field biologist, is actually on the Wilbur's Woods subcommittee with me and others on rebuilding the woods. So she has great respect and firsthand knowledge on the woods.
Okay, so you moved it. Is there a second?
Second, Carol's the treasurer.
Okay, roll call vote. Golembeski,
Aye.
Moore,
Aye.
Wallach,
Aye.
Mataronis, aye. Communications 3, request from Fred Byington III to renew his refuse hauling license for the gross vehicle weight of greater than 4,000 pounds for the upcoming season for a single vehicle. What's your pleasure?
Motion to approve. Make sure he's following all the rules and regulations.
Second.
Roll call vote. Golembeski,
Aye.
Moore,
Aye.
Wallach,
Aye.
Mataronis, aye. Communication 4, request from David Elwell to renew his refuse hauling license for GBW greater than 4,000 pounds for the upcoming season for a single vehicle. What's your pleasure?
I'll make the same motion to approve with the same stipulations as for Boddington's.
And I'll second it as well.
Roll call vote. Golembeski,
Aye.
Moore,
Aye.
Wallach,
Aye.
Mataronis, aye. Communication 5, electronic communication received from the recently formed LC LGBTQ plus planning committee requesting the town raise the pride flag on June 12th, 2021 in honor of Pride Month in conjunction with their coming out block party to be held at the LC Community Center on the same day. So I think we're gonna have some discussion on this, so if
I'll make
anybody would
a
like.
motion to approve.
I'll second.
Okay, discussion.
Yeah, my discussion is where we hanging it. Because we don't usually, I don't think we ever have put a non-state flag or whatever you call on the town hall. Our fear has always been if we do one, we got to do another, we got to do another and another. It's not against a particular group or issue, but we get apprehensive about that. I think a compromise is drape it open and across in front of the community center. The only one I know that we ever have put up on the town hall is the Armenian flag, which is a state flag or a country flag for the Armenian genocide, which President Biden just acknowledged, which I thought was pretty amazing. Those are my 2 cents about it. I don't know what the intent of hanging the flag was, where the intent was. I'm just offering a location, but the motion on the table is to display the flag. I'm not sure where the location of displaying the flag was meant to be.
That was a question I had too, there was no mention of they wanted to hang it from the town hall, the town building. I know.
Gary?
Megan, why don't you, is Megan on?
They are both here. Jenna and Megan are both here and they both had their hands up.
Okay, why don't we let them speak and get some more gist of what their thoughts are on this?
Thank you. So I'd like to just read a quick poem and then Jenna Magnuski will get into more of the details of the event. And if you have any questions, then we can answer them after, if you don't mind.
That would be fine. Go ahead, Jenna, or Megan, excuse me.
Now More Than Ever by Rochelle Seltzer. If ever there was a time to use creative expression to cope with pain, with fear, with uncertainty, this is it. if ever there was a time to focus on the power of love and kindness, inclusion and compassion, this is it. What if it is possible for loving people to speak loudly about love, to show love, to spread love, and see its power grow? What if it is possible for enough people to be bold and courageous and strong enough, committed to change enough to make a difference in the world? I am ready. I refuse to be passive. I believe the universe is testing me, all of us, and we are called to respond. Will you join me? Thank you.
So I just wanted to share some information about the event that we have coming up. Our group, the LGBTQ Coordinating Committee, was brought together for the first time on March 19th. A wide array of community organizations recognize the need in our town to support our LGBTQ plus residents, their loved ones, and their allies. This included the Little Compton Community Center, the Little Compton Wellness Center, the Little Compton Police Department, and the Brownell Library, and more. This Saturday, the 12th, from 1 to 4 p.m., we'll be hosting our inaugural event as a committee, our coming out, as it were. This quickly escalated from what we considered a chance to gauge if people would be interested to a staggering outpouring of support. Town residents have contacted us with shock and joy, expressing the wonderful impact this will have on our community, and particularly on those who may be struggling with their sexual and gender identities. We have received donations of funds, space, materials, food and drink, and more. This much expanded event will feature educational information, including tables from PFLAG Greater Providence, formerly known as the Parents and Families of Lesbians and Gays, and Newport Out. Activities will include rock painting, button making, and face painting. Free food and drink has been donated by community members. And at 2:30 p.m., several individuals will make remarks. Some of our confirmed guests include Lieutenant Governor Sabina Matos, Secretary of State and gubernatorial candidate Nellie Gorbea, our state representative Michelle McGaugh, and our own town councilor Andrew Moore. We respectfully request that the town fly the pride flag to be provided by the LGBTQ plus coordinating committee at the town hall below the American flag on the day of the event. To Mr. Golembeski's question about, where do you decide what flags to fly and not? Per Shirtleff versus the city of Boston, you all are not required to hang a flag just because they're requested, because it is government speech distinct from free speech of a citizen. And this Barrington councilor stated that the way that he chooses what opinion or social statement type flags he would vote in favor of was he saw the US flag as representing liberty and the pursuit of happiness for all, but not all groups within the United States have had the benefit of laws that allow them to equally pursue that happiness. For those groups who have been systematically marginalized, oppressed, and even the victims of state violence, we can take some time to add their flag to the flagpole to supplement the message being sent so that we can affirm our belief that yes, the United States flag and this flagpole is yours too.
Thank you. Chief, did you want to say something?
We will, in regards to the attendees that will be speaking, we don't have a detail assigned, but I have been in touch with members of the organization, and we're certainly going to have a police presence there to ensure that their gathering runs very smoothly.
Okay.
And I just wanted to add one more thing about the flag. Antony Blinken, the Secretary of State, authorized all embassies to fly it on the same flagpole below the American flag. So part of our presence and presentation in the world includes flying the flag in this manner.
I mean, personally, I have no problem with a function. And if it needs a town council approval to be held, I'll gladly approve it. But my thought is, it's a government building, and I know this goes either way. We have flown the Armenian flag, that's a national flag. So, and as you say, where does it stop? Is somebody gonna come up and say, well, Black Lives Matter, so we want our flag flown there? Thin blue line, is our flag gonna be flown there? Where does it stop? How many flags are we gonna be flying from a town building? I have no problem if you wanna put it down at the community center where the function is actually being held, but I do have some reservations about putting it on underneath the American flag. And I do understand everything you said, and it enlightened me somewhat, but not enough to be willing to fly it underneath the American flag.
Gary,
Yes.
I want to shift here a little bit and just ask the town administrator if he can switch hats for a minute and put on his council hat from Bristol. What do they do in Bristol? Do they have these kind of requests in Bristol?
We do. We actually had to create a policy to stipulate exactly where the flag would be flown and for how long would the flag be flown. So we did have to create a flag policy there. We don't post it at the town hall, but we do have, I believe it's at Independence Park. There's a different location that it's displayed.
Would it be amenable to fly it on Pikes Peak?
That was gonna be my question. Are we talking about on Town Hall or on the pole that's on Pikes Peak?
I think that the pole on Pikes Peak would be okay. I think that the town hall would be both more powerful and it is closer to the event. So, you know, when the lieutenant governor and these dignitaries come, you know, they're not necessarily going to be looking down at Pikes Peak. It's, you know, they're going to be looking down at the immediate area near the event. But
how about two flags, one on Pikes Peak and one on the community center? That would give you the one draped on the building at the location of the event, and it would give you one up on the flagpole.
Well, I'd like to comment on this quickly. You know, I'll just start with, you know, the Armenian flag has been brought up a number of times. So, you know, we've been doing it for a number of years. The last 3 years that I've been on the council, not once has there been any discussion about guidelines or, you know, any guidelines on how we approve these sorts of requests. So, you know, ultimately, I think it is up to us with our, you know, with our own discretion here. You know, the last 3 years that we've approved unanimously to fly the Armenian flag, I sort of look at it with, we as a council have sort of looked at it with two lenses. The first one is the importance of the request and what it symbolizes. And two, we've always kind of asked what the standard practice has been. And this was me going back and looking at the meetings. Those are usually the two issues that come up surrounding these sorts of requests. You know, in terms of the pride flag, I think I'll address the second one first in terms of standard practice. You know, although we've never done it here in Little Compton, it's a pretty standard ceremony around our state and our country and around the world. The town of Barrington last year declared that June was Pride Month, and they passed a resolution, and they currently fly the flag for the whole month of June on their main flagpole outside of their town hall. Jamestown passed a similar resolution last June, and they did a flag raising. At least I know they did it last June on town hall. I'm not sure if they did it this June. Providence City Hall at their main flagpole over the main entrance raised their flag on June 1st to commemorate Pride Month. Newport is having their flag raising on the main flagpole outside of City Hall tomorrow night, which is Friday. East Providence does it. Central Falls does it. Those are just the cities and towns I was able to find pretty easily. Additionally, a number of state capitals do it. And as Jenna mentioned, U.S. embassies are now allowed to raise the flag on the embassies. Currently, Austria, Israel, and Russian U.S. embassies all are flying the flag right now outside the embassy. So to answer my question about whether or not this is standard practice, I think it is pretty standard. We've just never done it here in Little Compton, and we also have no guidelines. So we can't really look at it through the lens of what are guidelines here in Little Compton. It's up to us and our discretion at this point.
Good for you, Angela.
So I leave it up to you for the first question, whether you find this to be an important issue or not. And I, for one, do. So I would prefer to see the flag raised on Town Hall, the same way that we do the Armenian flag. This is the same wording. This request has the same exact wording that the Armenian National Committee submits to us every year. They don't specify where to raise the flag. They just request that the flag is raised. And that's exactly what's happening here. So that's all I have to say.
I'm sure there's other people who'd like to speak.
What do I have to do?
Not sure what that question is.
You're live now.
Jana, we can hear you.
We can hear you, Jana. Yeah.
Thank you. It was hard to get heard, but I really appreciate being here and I really appreciate your consideration of this issue. I would like to distinguish between the Armenian genocide flag and the gay pride flag. Both are important, but I want to stress that we have gay citizens in our community that we highly value. They contribute on a very high level to the town that we are. And it really breaks my heart that we're willing to raise the flag at the town hall for Armenian genocide and not raise a flag that supports citizens who live here. We're asking for one day. Barrington flies a flag for the entire month of June. We're just asking for one day for our town to say that GLBTQ people matter to us. They are part of us. They live here. We value them. That's all we're asking. Thank you.
Carol, does anybody else have their hand up?
Well, all that have had their hands up, I made them capable of speaking, but at this point, I don't think they're planning on speaking.
Yeah, this is Polly Allen.
Yes?
I would love to speak on the issue, please. I actually didn't realize this was for one day, and I am kind of appalled that this is even an issue for one day. I thought it was for the whole month. And I am an ally of the LGBTQ community, but I am a huge supporter of our youth, all our youth, and our LGBTQ youth are among the biggest risk marginalized group around. Their suicide rates are over double what their heterosexual peers are. Their substance abuse rates are skyrocketing. They have eating disorders. Their health risks are so much greater than their peers because they don't feel supported. They are victimized. There's violence against them because they don't get support from their families and their communities. And what greater way to show support of people in our community, including our youth, our most valuable community members, is to hang a flag on our town hall saying that we support you, we see you, we recognize you. You can love who you love. It's none of my business who you love, as long as you're happy and you're able to love them. I suggest that we hang it for the whole month, but if everyone just wants a day, I can't even imagine why this is up for debate. Please hang that flag. Thank you.
So we couldn't come to a compromise and hang it on the flag at Pikes Peak, and then you hang another one at the community center. That's not going to work for you?
Who are you talking to?
Yeah.
Well, I guess,
No. it
Not
won't
gonna work for me.
No
Not
way.
even close.
Can I say
Town
something?
hall, town hall.
Not
Okay,
gonna
okay.
work for many of us.
Counselor
I guess that
Manor?
was the wrong question.
And yet,
No,
Go
that
ahead.
was a good question, but the answer is no. We want it on the town hall. This is our town and we respect these people.
And
And
I
we
agree
cannot-
with you. I don't think there's any question that everybody on the council believes in these people, okay? Want to allow them to live however they want. But I think there's just a little situation where you're going to fly down a government building, and who's going to want to fly the next flag there?
Gary, could I say something?
Until we have a flag policy there, what can be flown? And as far as the Armenian flag, that's a national flag. This is a social issue. This isn't.
We have an American flag. And our American flag states that all people are created equal. And we want to put up a flag for one day that says all people are created equal. That's
Who's
it.
that? Could I ask who is speaking?
Peter Fossil.
Okay.
Gary, I just want to also,
That was good.
just reiterate that this is, the point that it's affirming that that is their flag too. And it is their flagpole too, because this is a group of people that have for a very long time been told that there is something wrong with them. And to put it on the town hall instead of Pikes Peak affirms their humanity and their worth in a very different way than putting it on the town hall. I think that putting it on the town hall is going to would be a very strong message to our residents. It would be a very strong message to our summer community. I know that one of our members was approached by a member of the summer community who has a non-binary child. And, their response was, we love this town, but we never expected a show of support like this to come here. And it means so much. And so I think that the choice of where you put it is going to temper the message of acceptance.
What time?
Hello,
What was
this
the
is-
length of time on this function? What was the time frame again?
1 to
It's-
4.
Yeah,
One-
it's on Saturday. Just
Right.
it's from 1 to 4 p.m.
And you would hang the flag at 1 and take it down at 4?
They wouldn't, Gary,
For the
Yeah.
day, sir.
putting it up.
Hello,
The
good
town
evening,
does.
council members. This is Raul Iriarte-Moore. I am an immigrant from Colombia, the same as our administrator, Antonio Texeras, a man of color. I would like to just say a word of how meaningful this flag means to all of us, people of color, of many genders that are residents and living in this town and are citizens and voters. I also would like to remind you that we're gonna have high official visiting us. One of them is a woman of color, African-American woman immigrant from the Dominican Republic, who is a US citizen and is our lieutenant governor. She's just closing on raising the flag, the gay pride flag in the town of Cranston, just across the bay from us. And she will be here visiting us as well as other officials, and there will be press. I have immigrated to this town and I love my home. I don't want to feel like we're bigoted and we're saying what's not enough. Councilor Maradonas, this is a flag that is very far cry from the police flag that you mentioned. That is a recent flag that is oppressive. This is an inclusive flag for everyone. This is the gay pride that includes you, sir, heterosexual white men, and Black men of color like me that are gay and live here and reside, are your neighbors. This is what I would like to say, and I am so proud that my lieutenant governor, as a woman who I identify with, is coming, and she will be speaking with us. And she's just, again, did the same thing in the city of Cranston. Thank you.
Thank you. Carol, how
I
did,
think Anya wants to say something. She's been trying for a while.
Thank you, Carol. So I understand that we don't have a policy, but that means that the issue of a national flag versus any other flag doesn't really have standing. Like, we haven't developed a policy that said we'll fly a national flag, but we won't fly any other flag. So I don't think that really gives us anything to stand on if we wanted to stand on anything to oppose this. I do think that we should have some guidelines, at least, if not a policy, for how we consider these kinds of situations in the future. It's not good to just have to take them case by case and not have any kind of guardrails on how we make these decisions, but we don't now. And so we're taking it case by case. And I think in this case, they're asking us to hang a flag that a lot of other municipalities, states, countries are hanging, that's a symbol of inclusiveness and welcoming. And I don't think we want to send any other message than that. I think we want to send a message that Little Compton is an inclusive and welcoming community for everybody. And I actually don't see the rainbow flag as just a gay pride flag. I think it's become a symbol of inclusiveness generally. I know that for certain communities, it's got more meaning than that, but for me, it's just a symbol of inclusiveness. And so I shouldn't say it's just, but it is a broader symbol of inclusiveness. And I think we should allow one day for us to express that that's how we feel as a community.
and I concur with just about everything you said. But as I said before, once we set the precedent here, without any policy or guidelines in effect, then who's else going to come forward and want their flag hung? And if we say no, then that's going to be a problem.
Right, but
Gary, we've already set the precedent. These are the pride flag request is the other people that you're referring to, that you don't want the flag to be flown. We've already set the precedent. So
Gary?
either you can approve the message of inclusiveness, or say you don't approve that sort of stuff. And that's
Yeah, but I'm not saying that. I've already said if they need council approval, that's fine. We're talking about where we're gonna fly flag. You're trying to make me so that I'm prejudiced, Andrew, and I'm far from that, okay? So don't go down that road with me, please.
Well, we don't have guidelines.
Well, how about this? All right. I mean, I'm sitting here.
Paul,
thinking-
Paul, I want to ask Carol what the procedure is for hanging the flag, because I'm getting swayed here to hang the flag, but I want to know how it's going to be done. Who's going to, well, I guess it's the DPW people that are going to be doing it, but how long is it going to be there? I mean, it's going to go up Friday afternoon and stay there till Monday morning when the Department of Public Works.
Gary, if I may, Gary, let me just make a comment and see if they're amenable to it. How about you amend your vote to say we'll allow the flag to be hung on the town hall for one day, with a caveat that this is a one-time thing, and from this day forward, after this one day of hanging the flag, no other flag shall be hung under the American flag until the council comes up with a flag policy that is administered for the flag. That'll stop people from coming after this and saying, well, you let them do it, why can't we do it? And then we can make a flag policy. We can work out a flag policy generally that will allow or not allow flags to be flown. Otherwise, it's a contentious issue. If I vote no and you vote no and they vote no, then it just stalemates. It doesn't go anywhere.
Right, it fails.
Okay, so
I'm good with that.
Yeah, I'll amend my motion to approve this request, but all future requests will be, well, that will work to come up with a guideline for hanging.
No future requests will be accepted until a town has a flag hanging policy or something. I'm sure
Okay.
Carol will give us the right words.
Carol, is that okay?
Either that or a moratorium on any flags being hung from the town hall until we come up with a flag policy that's open and equal to everybody.
And for the record, I'm not speaking for Gary. Our concern is the flood of other people wanting to hang a flag. It's not the issue. Unfortunately, it's a very political hot issue right now that had to be the first one to break this bridge, so to speak. And our concern is that, and you know, what can be hung up there? I mean, from one side to extremes to the other side, we're just trying to avoid it. Most people just want to live their lives quietly and go about their lives. And I understand the principle behind what you're trying to do. Again, my concern is how many flags are going to come after this flag. So you've amended your motion to alleviate that concern, then I can support it.
And I'll second that.
I'd like to, first of all, have Carol answer my question about who, I don't care who hangs it. What is the procedure for hanging it like they would do on the Armenian flag?
They'll hang it however you tell them to.
Okay.
Oftentimes they'll come and if it's on a weekend that it's supposed to be flown, they'll put it up on the Friday afternoon. But if you tell them you want it to go up Saturday morning and be taken down Saturday night, then that's what'll happen.
I just want to make sure it's clear that I'm not against this function whatsoever in any way, shape, or form. And you know that, Andrew. You and I are friends, okay? We always have been. As Paul said, I just don't want people coming up, oh, they can do it, we can do it. And if they don't allow us to do it, there's a lawsuit going to be coming because of it, because we're discriminated against them. So I just want to make sure this is going to be, we'll hang this for the day. And before any other flags are hung or any requests are even thought about, then we have to have a flag policy or some kind of policy for hanging a flag from Pikes Peak or the town hall. So Carol, can you read back so everybody's clear on what we're voting on? Could you possibly read back what the motion's going to be?
Yeah.
And I know I'm putting you on the spot.
Well, you are. That's okay.
If we're going to.
Andrew's motion was to approve the request to fly the pride flag on June, excuse me, what's the date?
12th.
12th, yeah.
Thank you, June 12th for the day. And to not fly any further flags until a set of guidelines has been set for future policy on how flags and where flags may be raised within the town.
Okay.
Any further flags other than the United States flag?
Other than the United States flag and on property.
And I'm assuming proper American flag etiquette will be, the American flag will be, and then the pride flag will be below.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Correct. Yeah, that's the US flag code.
Right. Okay, I'm going to do a roll call. Is everybody spoken that wants to speak? Okay, I'm going to do a roll call. Golembeski,
Aye.
Moore,
Aye.
Wallach,
Aye, and thanks for
Mataronis, aye, and good luck with your function, people. This was a
Thank you.
This was a nice lively discussion. This is what democracy is about. Changing the minds of others to concur with what you want, but this is the way to do it, not rattling in the street, not what they do in big cities by breaking windows of storefronts. This is the way to do it. This is real democracy. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you
Please
so
feel free to
much.
stop by the event.
Okay, if I'm in town, I certainly will. I'd love to do that. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you for all your comments. Going on to consent calendar.
We got one more, Gary. You've got a detective license request.
Oh, okay. Communication 6, request to renew a private detective license received from Robert Skiffington. Is there any problem with this gentleman getting a
I'll move approval since the chief has said he has no problem with it.
I'll second that.
Roll call, Golembeski,
Aye.
Moore,
Aye.
Wallach,
Aye.
Mataronis, aye. Somebody would like to make a motion on the consent calendar unless anybody would like to pull any items for discussion.
I'll move the consent calendar be placed on file unless someone wants to draw one out. Or
Second.
more out.
Roll call, Golembeski,
Aye.
Moore,
Aye.
Wallach,
Aye.
Mataronis, aye. Payment of bills, would somebody like to make a motion on paying the bills?
I'll do that.
I'll second.
Roll call vote, Golembeski,
Aye.
Moore,
Aye.
Wallach,
Aye.
Mataronis, aye. Being no further correspondence for the town council, I'm going to call this meeting closed, and I want to thank you all for attending the meeting and helping me battle through this meeting. Thank you very much.
Good job sitting in the big
Great job,
chair.
Gary.
Yeah, great
It
job.
always seems like in past issue when I was vice president, I get the tougher